How do you start a business when you don't have any ideas? Instead of theory, just let me show you. Sit back, relax, and watch and learn. Can a business really be easy? Can business really be abundant? Can business really be fun? The answer is yes to all three of these things. And what you're about to watch will show you how to do idea extraction and find painful problems using the email inbox strategy. So you're going to watch me get idea extracted on. Now, we did not stage or plan any of this. It's all off the cuff and real, and there are some hiccups along the way because it's the real world. But it does follow our standard idea extraction framework. Now, to illustrate just how effective the foundation is at teaching and creating entrepreneurs, I've brought on Frank, a past student, to conduct idea extraction on me. This past student could be you, with your skills and your freedom. I ask that you do everything you can to imagine Frank being you in this video, because it can happen with practice. I asked Frank to do idea extraction on me because I had a lot of pain in my email lately. I told him I was overwhelmed, and so we decided to turn it into an idea extraction session for you to watch. Yes, I could not be more excited. This is going to be so cool. You're going to see a past student, i.e. on me. And I just want to say, what we do at the foundation is legit. What we do at the foundation is legendary. And what we do at the foundation is create freedom. With that said, please do take notes because things move really fast. You're going to need to listen to it carefully to catch all the subtleties that are going on. And if you need to, I encourage you to listen to it multiple times. And as a final request, in return for delivering such incredible piece of content, if you like it, would you please share it on Facebook or with a friend so that more people can see how possible entrepreneurship is? Because the foundation, we are committed to making entrepreneurship a possibility for people. That's why we wake up and do what we do every day. So please, if you see that possibility happening for you as you watch this video, please share it with your friends. After the popularity of my pool extraction recording, where I do an idea extraction call with my pool cleaner and discover an idea worth paying for, and seeing the popularity of it, I wanted to show you our latest and greatest state-of-the-art idea extraction strategies, and I have one of our past graduates and superstars on the line with me to actually conduct the idea extraction session on me. Frank, what's up, man?
Hey, Dane, how you doing?
Good. So I'm super excited, guys, to do this. I feel like this is going to be one of the greatest call extraction examples we've ever done. And before we begin and dive into this idea extraction example, I want to set some context. So context is usually set in the who, what, when, where, why, and how. So who is on this call is me, and I'm going to be playing the role of business owner, and Frank is going to be playing the role of idea extractor. So Frank will be conducting idea extraction on me. What specifically we'll be doing is a niched, specialized form of idea extraction called the IE email strategy, where you go inside someone's email to find pain. We'll show you that in a second. This will last about 15 minutes is what we have slotted off. We may go over, we may be less, depending on how much and how thorough we need to be with you. The where, this is of course done virtually. And why we're doing this is because Frank and I want to demonstrate the ease and speed of idea extraction. We notice a lot of people are doing everything they can to complicate the process of idea extraction. Does that sound about right to you, Frank?
That sounds exactly right to me.
So we want to demonstrate the opposite of that, the ease and speed of which you can do idea extraction, and also how you can potentially go for the sale all on one call. So how we're doing this is we're going to be using screen sharing via Skype to show inside my email inbox. So right now we're connected via Skype, and as soon as we begin this process, we'll go into the email inbox and Frank will begin the idea extraction. So setting a little context about how a conversation like this could be set up, there are a number of ways you could set up a conversation like this. We recommend starting with someone that you trust who's already in business, but you can also go about setting these things up via email. But this is not a discussion on how to set up this kind of conversation. This is a discussion on how to actually conduct the conversation once it's been set up. So with that being said, Frank, I'd like to hand it over to you, and we can just begin just as if the call has just begun.
Hey, is this Dane?
Hey, what's up, Frank? Yes.
Hey, Dane, how are you doing?
Man, I'm good, thank you.
That's great. I'm glad that we made some time to chat today. As I mentioned in my email, I'm doing a little bit of research to see if business owners are having any challenges or worries with managing their inbox on a day-to-day basis. Does that sound like the call that we agreed to?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So there's something in what I said in the email that piqued your interest, and I'm curious. What challenges are you coming up against in managing your inbox day to day?
It changes depending on the week. Right now, it's different from last week, and right now it's pretty happens to be pretty painful.
So it changes from week to week, and this week you're experiencing a little pain. What's going on this week that's particularly challenging for you?
Oh, well, we're hiring a new developer for the foundation.
Okay. How are you doing that? So tell me how they're coming in through email. Where did you guys post that originally?
Well, they're coming in through email. We posted a job on larajobs.com.
Okay.
And I'm just turning on my video so you can see me too. Yeah, we posted on larajobs.com.
Okay. So it's particularly painful this week. What makes it painful? How many of these emails are you getting from different developers?
It's hard to say. I mean, I could open my email to find out, but it's enough to suck. Like 20?
20. So you're getting 20 emails per day. And then with those 20 different emails, do you have different conversation points with different folks? So what I'm asking is, are those conversations all going on at similar times and you're asking the same stock questions, or are you at different points in all of those conversations?
I'm at different points in all of the conversations.
Wow.
Can you turn video on again? I lost you.
Yeah. My video is still showing.
Yeah, turn. This is real life, i.e., folks. Turn video off and on if you can.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm at different discussion points with all the emails.
Okay. So you've got 20 different emails going on. You're at different discussion points with every single one of those. And Dane, I just got to guess, that's not the only thing that you do on a day-to-day basis, is it? Just dealing with developers that you're hiring?
No. No.
So how does it feel to you to spend time dealing with 20 different developers and 20 different conversations in your day-to-day? Do you feel like that's what you want to be doing with your time?
I feel really frustrated when you ask me about it. I feel pain. I feel frustrated. Yeah, I just feel annoyed.
Annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want the best developer. You know.
What do you think you'd be doing with your time if you weren't spending time getting to know 20 different developers from all over the world via email? What would you rather be doing?
Having fun, sitting on the beach. I would like to work on the stuff that matters to me. You know, work on making the product better, hang out with the students more, put out more podcasts.
Put out more podcasts. I'm taking notes, Dane.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so you're going through this process, 20 different developers, 20 different conversation points, it's taking you away from your zone of genius and wheelhouse. How are you solving this right now? Like, what's going on for you to try and make this easier?
Uh, I'm not. It's not being made easier. It's. I'm just. I don't know, dude. I don't even know. I hate it. Like if I open up my email and I look at my email and then I don't even really know which one to respond to. Uh,
Mm.
so I don't know. I don't even know. It sucks. I'm kind of lost right now. I feel lost. I don't.
Don't know what to even go into. You've got 20 developers, 20 different points. Ah, yikes. You'd rather be out making podcasts, huh?
Yes, please.
Well, okay. All right. So this is painful. You're feeling frustrated, I heard. You're doing this through Lara Jobs. I guess what I've got to ask, Dane, just to make sure that I'm covering all my bases, why didn't you do this on something like Elance or Odesk? I've heard that those have internal messaging systems.
I've hired on Elance and Odesk before, and they're okay. But I felt like going. I felt like going to a job board that I could pay a little more money and find guys that like are the top talent. And you can find really good talent on Odesk. I actually just found Odesk. I found a couple reasons. So I found Odesk to be cumbersome to post a job to. Like I had to pick all these categories. When I was like, dude, just let me post something. And then Odesk is also more cumbersome for me than email. You know, if I had 20 conversations going in Odesk, I would rather kill myself. You know, in Lara Jobs, I just gotta post my email. You know, it's like here's my job, a title, a job, and an email, and yeah.
So where's this been at for you in the day? When you're going through this mess of email, at what point in your day are you getting around to doing this?
Uh, whatever time of day I want to be most drained. I depends. Like, just I don't know, dude.
Mm. You ever heard that purpose-driven action can be 10 times more effective than action taken out of an obligation or a thinking that you need to do something?
Uh, no, but I really like hearing that.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that this is taking you out of your zone of genius. There's 20 different developers, 20 different conversations points. There's solutions out there for hiring like Elance and Odesk that I heard you say are frankly just cumbersome to post to and more cumbersome within the messaging system in there than email. So you decided Lara Jobs is where it's at, but you're gumming into this and it feels like it's an energy vampire to you. You go into this and you feel like, I don't know who to get to. I don't know which ones are the best, but all you really want to know is who's the best. Am I
Yes,
hearing you right?
yes. I want to know who's the best for us.
Mm,
Yeah, I just want the problem solved and a developer hired that we're happy with.
okay. So you want the problem solved and you want to get a great developer, and you probably don't want to go through 20 different conversations with 20 different people every day. So let me tell you this, Dane. I'm your fairy godmother. I've got a magic wand. If I could wave a magic wand and alleviate this problem that I'm hearing where you've got too many emails, you're at different points in the conversation, and you just want to get a great developer, what's that solution look like to you?
Um, ideal world. Um, it just happens without me even thinking about it. That's fairy godmother. Uh, what what I would much rather envision is a a, a, a platform of some sort that I close my eyes as I picture it. Like I go into it, and then I have all of the developers that I'm talking to, and I see all of them, and there's like on the left is the photo of them or their name, whatever, and then there's like a progress bar of how far along they are to being like, we're happy to hire this person. And then I can look at a glance and see where all my conversations are at. So like I log into this, I see 20 developers, and it's just visually laid out in a way that like I have clarity over where everything's at, and I can see how close I am to hiring them. Because as we continue to grow, we'll be hiring more and more, and I would love to be consistently hiring the best people that we're happiest with. And I feel like so much pain in my lower back as I try to carry the burden of this. But having this platform that's like in my mind on the screen, and it's got this like progression from left to right or top to bottom or whatever it is of how close I am to hiring this person. And the conversations can happen within this section. That way it doesn't clutter up my email. It's like I just go to this one section and it's just designated for these conversations. Whereas I go into my email now, it's just like, hey, if email didn't suck enough already, let's just stack this on top of it.
Got it. So I heard a little bit. The key takeaways that I like here are this is not mixed in with the rest of the mess of the email. So this is a separate place where you go to and you just know, here's where I'm going to be looking at the developers and where we're at. You see a little bit about their information, and then you can easily see a progress bar so you know where you're at with the conversations, and you can message right within that app instead of having to click into 20 different emails. Is that what I heard you say?
I think so.
How many emails do you guys go back and forth with? What's the most that you've gone back and forth with a developer?
One of the emails is like 16.
Whoa. How many of those questions end up being the same? My guess, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that some of those questions for the first 2 or 3 emails, they might just be exactly the same thing.
Correct.
So there's basically a part of the process that you don't even really need to be involved in, because you're going to get the developers that are going to respond, and then basically you've just got stock information and stock questions that you need to get handled from each of them before it's actually even important for you to go in and look at it and respond. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it sounds pretty accurate.
So what would it feel like if instead of managing 20 different developers and 20 different conversations points, especially as you're scaling and you're going to be hiring these guys and girls on a more consistent basis, how would it feel if you could just go into a separate platform within the email that managed progress, that had your developers listed in an order, that's going to get you the best one with the least amount of fuss? How would that feel?
I would love it. I was picturing like in this app, like this thing, like I could go in and I could set a goal, like I need to hire a developer, I need to hire this, I need to hire this, I need to hire this, and like in each one of these goals I could click on. So it'd be like basically like it'd be like my hires for the year, and I could go in and I could put in what roles I needed hiring, and when I needed to hire them by, and then I could like have that be like my hiring. That would be great. My gosh.
Whoa. Cool. So now you don't have to go in the email. You don't have to deal with all these different people. It's a separate platform, and you go in and you tell it, here's what my goals are for hiring, and it sets up the process for you to easily and manage that.
Yes.
What are you going to do with your saved time?
For the love of God. Yes. I'll just feel better, man. Like I feel amazing right now just imagining it. I feel like it's actually just as stressful to imagine. Like I'm like, okay, we gotta hire a copywriter, we gotta hire a developer, we probably need to hire something else. It might be nice to hire a CEO because I'm not very good at it. I'm more like artistic and visionary. It might so like just having like this going to this app and helping me think through who I need to hire. Not it doesn't have to be like elaborate or whatever, you know. But gosh, if you even had this is a little pie in the sky, but you know, if you had like the revenue figure that the business was at, and then it was like, it kind of like had, well, here's generally what people are hiring at that revenue figure. That'd be be a nice suggestion towards the end to help me think through it. But I don't really need that initially. But what I'm really thinking about is like, okay, I've got all these people I need to hire, and I feel overwhelmed about who I need to hire because I'm not sort of all in my head. But if I had this platform that I could put the goals in, that just feels so good of my hires. Oh man, that would be nice. And then with my free time, I would be kind of feel guilty about how much I'd probably enjoy it.
I was going to suggest that we become professional ping pong players, but that's okay. I'll allow you to do what you want to do.
That'd be pretty fun.
All right. So the most painful problem that we could solve immediately is basically tracking the progress of these different conversations. Yeah. Did I hear that right? Is that like the tip of the spear in terms of where it would be most effective for you to start removing some of that day-to-day worry and feeling of anxiety, and start to do other stuff that you want to do?
Yes.
Would you pay for something like this?
Yes.
Okay, so when you think about the pain that this is causing you, when you think about this scaling and hiring more developers on a regular basis, with probably even more responses going in, what do you think you'd pay for something like this?
I picture like a hiring platform. I picture like a couple $100 a month.
Couple $100 a month?
Yeah. That would be like a price that would be serious enough for me where I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, like this is like legit. It's like the backbone of our hiring. It's got our goals of who we want to hire, and then we can track the progress of that in this. Damn, that'd be sick. And the progress of each hire. That's what I'd like at a minimum, is the goal of who I want, and then so I could log in and see a dashboard and see the people I'm hiring, click on the position I'm hiring for, click on it, and then see how close I am to a conversation and hiring that person.
Dashboard, hiring, progress bar. And you'd pay a couple $100 for a month for that.
Please. Yeah.
So Dane, I want to ask you something, and I know we came to this conversation with the intention of really just digging into your pains and doing some exploration. What I feel we've found is that you've got a pain, and you've got a pain that is a solvable pain. So even though we came into this conversation and it was just going to be exploratory, I'd like to propose to you that I could go out and effectively build this system for you. So you can totally say no, again, because we didn't agree to come on here and have me sell you. So you can say no, but based on what I've heard, I could definitely go out and help you solve this pain by building this product. So if you don't think that's cool, you can tell me so. But if you do think that this is a pain that you'd really like me to solve for you, you can let me know, and we can talk about how to take those next steps.
I'm interested in hearing more.
Okay.
I don't like I don't like doing this crap.
I'm curious. You probably run in circles with other similar business owners. Is there anyone else that you know of that's hiring developers and folks on a regular basis that this is a painful problem for?
Yes.
How would you feel about connecting me with some of those folks? That way we could see if they're sharing a similar pain, and maybe they'd like to have a little bit of input on this so that we could even make it more laser focused in on solving the problems that you have with developers and hiring on a general basis. Would you be willing to connect me with some of those folks?
Yes.
Okay. So Dane, I was taking notes here, and overall, what I've kind of formulated, what I've kind of taken away is that we could do a dashboard, and it's going to show hiring and progress so that you can really easily and effectively manage these conversations with developers. What I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to go work with my team and make sure that I've got the rock solid price for what this is going to cost, because this is something that I've heard you say that you'd like me to help you solve, which I'm going to. And then what we're going to do is you're going to connect me with some of the folks that you know. That way we can make sure we've got a fully rounded out version of what's painful about this, so we're not letting any problems sneak away from us. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, it sounds overwhelming, which I'm glad that you're doing that part.
I gotcha. They call me Frankie Overwhelmed, so that's what I like to help with.
That's it?
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this. So let's close the idea extraction container. Poof, we'll reset context. It's now just two friends talking here. I am definitely interested in that product, by the way. If you do get to a point where you get a UI built and you're able to show me something and you've got buy-in from a few other people, I would be interested in actually pre-buying that product. But let's just zoom out for a second, because that's so I just want to pause and say, you guys, so Frank was a foundation graduate of last year, and he didn't come in to the foundation with the skill of IE. He had to build it. Now Frank is also really phenomenal at sales, which is why he's one of our official sales trainers / experts in the foundation. You'll be working with Frank inside the foundation to help you learn how to do this stuff. That's how good he is at sales. But he didn't just, this isn't his first IE rodeo. Frank, how much did you have to practice to get to the point of what you just did?
Yeah, I've done about 40 IE calls.
40 IE calls. So you guys, this is a skill that needs to be practiced in this next foundation program. When you guys apply and join us, we're going to be doing lots of role play and lots of practice like this, so you can get your feet wet. Because in a matter of, we said 15 minutes, and it went longer than that. In a matter of 15 minutes to 30 minutes, Frank now has an official idea. And so, Frank, do you want to just briefly, well, tell me about the notes that you took. Are those notes something that we can maybe share with this video?
Yeah, absolutely. The notes are key, because what I want to point out was what I'm going through is that I was constantly making sure that I was recapping what we already said, and I was constantly recapping your pain and making sure that I understood your pain clearly as we go through. So yeah, we can provide the notes, and I think that folks will be able to see I've written down the pain, I've clarified it more than once. So when I heard the pain, I wanted to clarify it 2 or 3 times. You've heard me actually clarify probably the 20 developers with 20 different conversation points a few times, because I think that was the key. So I wanted to make sure that was front and center, because that's painful and that's annoying to have those many conversations going on with different people. And it's just this tiny little piece of the business, right? Which is hiring a developer. So yes, we can share the notes.
Yeah, so we'll share the notes. If you guys would like to get access to the notes, you can find them below. And yeah, I just want to reiterate, Frank, I have no feedback for you at all. I have one actual piece. If you wanted to condense this IE into 10 minutes or less, if you were pressed for time and you didn't have all that time to kind of to weave me through the world that you were weaving me in with your questions, you could have gone through 4 questions. What's the pain you're currently facing in email? How are you going about solving it? If you could wave a magic wand, how would you solve it, and what would you pay for it? You could on boom, boom, boom on all 4 of those questions. Getting me feeling about it helped a little. but I don't know how much it helped. You could have just blitzed through those 4 questions if you wanted. Curious how that feedback for you is to hear.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure. So I knew that if we decided, if we felt through a pain, that I had made the decision coming into it. I had set the intention that if we discovered and uncovered a real pain, I was going to legitimately ask you if you'd like it solved and if you'd like to pay me money to solve it. So I could have absolutely blitzed through those. You're totally right. I just decided to do a little bit more digging because I did have the intention of asking for money in the first call.
Oh, great. So because you're asking for money in the first call, you wanted to dig into pain a little more.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that going through those 4 questions, I could have easily, I mean, I had the core pain. I had the MVP idea for the product right after those 4 questions, which is what I would start building the product with, is that MVP that I uncovered within the first 10 minutes. So everything else that I did was just bonus.
Yeah. I hope this is incredibly valuable for people. There's no one right way to do idea extraction. There are plenty of wrong ways to do it. Plenty of wrong ways to do it, which we can't get into on this call. There's too much to share on that matter. All which is revealed fully in the foundation. And with that being said, with there being no one right way to do it, Frank's way worked. If it was me and I was in an impatient mood, I might just be like, you know what? I don't want the person to feel through the pain. I might go for the pricing. The thing is, when you're learning something new, it's really important to learn to master the rules. And then when you become a master of the rules, that's when you get to decide which rules you want to break. And Frank is a master, and I consider myself a master. And so we get to decide which rules we break. But when you're learning this, you want to learn the core rules. And you go through the 4 levels of learning. From unconscious competence to conscious incompetence to conscious competence to unconscious competence. And I'm over here on the 4th side. I'm unconsciously competent of how good I am. Frank is also as well. But you go through these 4 levels. You can learn this. And with this skill, you can start to see why I have no worries ever of being in financial trouble. Because in the matter of minutes, I can go out and find a pain. And so I want you guys to understand, business can be easy. Business can be abundant. Business can be fun. Business can be lucrative. And business can be this place where people are like, I'm excited to give Frank money. Like, Frank, please. Like, business can be this wonderful playground. And if you'd like to play in this playground, if you'd like to learn these skills, if you'd like to hang out with Frank and me, you'd like to hang around this family of entrepreneurs who are all just like weirdos and starting businesses from scratch. And Frank's one of the weirdest dudes I know. I love him to death. And like, if you want to meet a bunch of other weirdos like me, please apply to join the foundation. And if you have any questions about this, please do post in the comments. We hope this has been valuable for you today. Frank, any closing words from you?
You can do it. It's a skill that can be practiced, learned, measured, and improved.
Practice, learn, measure, and improve. If you are interested in joining us at the foundation, please apply at thefoundation.com/apply.